Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can see and hear us. Bit of a last-minute panic, as always. Dennis Robertson. Do I blame Sam or do I take the rap myself? It's always my fault. Let's be honest.
This wasn't me.
This time it was a graphics-related issue. Photoshop logged me out, and I couldn't change the update. The game week 4 to game week 5. But we're here every week. It's a new battle against the technology, but hopefully everyone can hear us. I always have a bit of worry these days. But Sam, how are you? Very very hot.
Oh my god, Daz, I'm so hot. Like I said to you today when I got on the stream with you, I was like, I feel like a hot mess, and not in a good way, like in a very very bad way. I don't do well with the heat. I'm like Olaf. Like I feel like I'm going to turn into a puddle.
I know what you mean. I'm in a hot room, and it's going to be a struggle and tech problems before we start. It doesn't always help, but we're here. We've made it. I know it's the international break. Thank you all for joining us. I'm expecting a much smaller crowd this time, but do get your questions in. Sam and I are happy to answer any questions you might have, whether it be FPL related, Wildcard related, or non-FPL related within reason. We'll answer some of those as well. So let me know. G-Wiz in the chat. Sam's never to blame. Very true.
I genuinely don't think that I can be blamed for any of the technical issues we've had so far.
I still think it was your fault a few weeks ago when you were crackling. I still think that was you.
How could I have...
I don't know. I can't prove it, but that's how I feel about it anyway.
I think you're just passing the buck on that one, because all the other tech problems have been your issue. So you're like, I've got to find one.
Please take one. All
right, I'll take that one.
Off my hands. Hi to Nuclear Atoms. As has finished with his glow up as well. I've actually got a new skincare regime at the moment, so I know. I've become a metrosexual man over the last few months, so
looking as handsome as ever, with your new fancy haircut and everything else.
Yeah, you really like this haircut, don't you?
Do really like your haircut, yeah.
It's really nice of you to say. Right, let's take our first question then, which is from Albin Edland, and I'm guessing the question here is Salah to Son, and Son is obviously there we go, he's rephrased. There you go. Is Salah to Son worth it? Nice easy question for us to start with. Sam, would you do it?
Is it an easy answer though? It's an easy question, but is it an easy answer?
No, I was being sarcastic. I think that's a really tough one.
I do, because I think Son looks set to continue to play in that number 9 spot for Spurs, and that makes him a really nice, attractive option. I think he'll keep him there after his performance against Burnley. What about Richarlison?
Yeah, I kept him. Love a week.
Yeah, I know you did. You've got to sell him now. You've literally got to sell him now.
That is it now. But oh God, I thought he'd start. Did you think Son would start up front in that game? No.
I thought he'd give him one more week because he scored in the League Cup. But I think that slight knock that he took in the League Cup probably meant Postecoglou sort of used that as an opportunity to bench him.
I should have thought of that, but.
Yeah, and he put Son up there. So when I saw the team sheet, I was like, oh, I'm actually not really that surprised to see him there, but he played so well, and the rest of the Spurs team played so well that I think now he'll continue to be there, at least for the Sheffield United game. Now, the slight issue I have is obviously that Brennan Johnson's arrived, so that adds another dimension to the Spurs team in terms of who's playing where. But I think for me, Son in that number 9 spot works so brilliantly that I don't see that being altered too much heading into game week 5. The bigger issue I have with this is it's selling Salah when Liverpool fixtures are starting to look really nice. And actually, I sold Salah a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm looking at him thinking, I'd actually quite like you back now, because the fixtures are nice. You are regularly ticking over the points. And yes, I know he's expensive and you want more than a ticking over of the points when you're spending 12.5 million on a player. But nonetheless, I think with the fixtures Liverpool have coming up, it would be a tough sell to sell Salah right now. Maybe look to... I mean, there must be other players. Like every time I hear people saying, should I sell Salah for Son? I always think, well, there's surely someone else in your midfield that's an easier sell right now than Salah.
I guess it's an easy one.
It's the budget.
It's the budget, isn't it? I mean, you can't sell Salah this week away to Wolves, right?
I don't think you can.
We had this argument last week about Eze. I said you can't sell Eze before Wolves.
Did.
You said sell him. He scored. Anyone can score against Wolves. I still think they're one of the weakest teams in the league. I think if you sell Salah before a bottom, probably a bottom 3 team, or at least they're going to be in and around the bottom 3, you're asking for trouble. I know it's Sheffield United at home. I wouldn't do it personally. Returning every game, Salah as well.
I don't think you can sell Salah ahead of game week 5. I really don't. Even if you want Son against Sheffield United at home, I don't think you can sell Salah to get him in.
The only way I think you could maybe justify it would be if you had 2 free transfers, for example, and you did Salah to Son, and then you use that money to upgrade. Say you've got like Pedro or something, and you want to move him up to Alvarez, or do you know what I mean, or someone that you're going up to in that way.
But the thing is that if you're going to de-invest in Salah, then that also probably means de-investing totally in Liverpool. And with the fixtures the way that they are, I would want... So I think if you've got the 2 transfers and you go into Darwin, because with Luis Diaz playing at 3 a.m. on Wednesday... No, genuinely... Yes, because with Luis Diaz playing at 3 a.m. on Wednesday and then Liverpool having the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday... Is Luis Diaz realistically going to play in that game? Is he going to start? I doubt it. Who's going to start against Wolves?
It's Darwin. Yourself with Darwin.
It's Darwin. He's going to start. He's going to start on Saturday.
He's not good.
He's better than Richarlison.
Oh, God. Well, actually, that leads us nicely on to Richard S. Need to sell Richarlison. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all, Richard? 1 point. I can't believe how badly that's gone. It's genuinely embarrassing. 1.1 million in the bank. Do I go to Maddison or stick to a 6.5 million-ish and keep some budget back for a defensive upgrade like Trippier? So I'm guessing he could move to Mbeumo, who's like 6'8", I think, or one of the 6'5", Mitoma potentially, or I don't know, someone around that bracket. What would you do? Would you use all your money and get Maddison, but then kind of keep your defence as it is, or do you think having a bit of money in the bank is useful? Surely you need Maddison, right? He seems too important not to go with to me.
My view is that Maddison is borderline essential in the game right now, and if you don't have him, then you should get him. I also look at, that conversation about defensive upgrades. I would argue that you don't need defensive upgrades this season because you've got so many of the 4.5 defenders that are playing so well. And if you did want to go to Newcastle, you can just go to Botman. I know he's flagged at the minute, but it's not a long-term flag. So would expect Botman to be back soon enough anyway. So my view, you sell Richarlison and you bring in Maddison and you don't even think twice about it.
You're just not going to go wrong with Richarlison to Maddison. It's just
it's
such a good,
absolutely not.
Yeah, it's such a good move. I mean, and Mbeumo is someone that that's probably who I'm going to move Richarlison onto. And
wait, stop, hang on. Have you not got Maddison?
I've got Maddison. Yeah, I've got Maddison.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I did Odegaard to Maddison last week.
Okay, fine.
And kept Richarlison, and Odegaard scored, but so did Maddison. They both got 7 points, so that was fine. Obviously, if I'd just done Richarlison to Mbeumo last week, it would have been better because he got that last-minute goal. But I just think Mbeumo is just popping up at the right times, the right places. He's got the set pieces. His XG's high. He's got penalties as well. There's not really any reason not to go with him. So I do like that move. Like if you haven't got the money in the bank and you haven't got Mbeumo, I think that's a pretty sensible move. It's not very sexy and it's pretty boring, and everyone's got Mbeumo, but sometimes you've just got to pick your battles, which I haven't done this season. That's why I'm 3 million ranked. Absolutely terrible.
Bless you.
Tom O'Connell says, thanks, Sam. I was going to ask about Botman. Yeah, he's an easy route, isn't he, to some good fixtures.
Absolutely.
FPL Big Head, back to Son again. Foden to Son for Sheffield United at home, or hold Foden?
I think you have to hold Foden, don't you? Would you sell Foden right now?
If you were to offer me one of the two, I'd go for Son.
Okay, but if you had Foden, would you sell him to bring in Son?
I do have Foden.
Would you sell him?
I've got so many other issues in my team. Absolutely not. If I had absolutely no issues and 2 free transfers and I had the money to do Foden to Son, I would probably do it. If I didn't have that in any other situation, if I've got one transfer or whatever, then I wouldn't do it. So it depends on how you're set up. I just think Son at home to Sheffield United is an unbelievably good fixture that you want him to run through. And Foden, there could be some issues with him longer term. If Doku came on and played absolutely brilliantly, Grealish is back. They've got Bernardo Silva on the right. He's not really trusted in midfield. I still think there's a few question marks around Foden, whereas Son's stock has definitely gone up a notch, hasn't it? Now we've seen him play up top.
Yeah, it has. I don't disagree. I just think that the Man City fixtures are real nice, and Foden is only Real nice. And Foden has only missed... I don't know why I said it like that.
So American.
Foden's only missed one start so far, and that's because he was ill. And then even in that game, he came on and he got an assist right at the death, didn't he, to get the points for them. I think... I don't know. Look, I love Son, as you all know, but I wouldn't sell Foden right now.
Okay. No, I wouldn't want to, but like I said, if you offered me basically a free swap and I had the money, I would probably do it because they're both good picks. You can't really go wrong with either. I had a good question and I've lost it. Where is it? Oh, it's
don't know, the text hidden it.
It's from Mia. Look at this. Who'd you bench? Adogi, Chilwell, Gusto, Saliba, or Estepinian?
Gusto.
Well, you think James is back? I've still got James.
Oh my God, Az, what is going on with? Are you even playing? What is happening?
I'm playing something. Have you heard of anti-FPL?
I love you so much. You're the most ridiculous person. What is going on with your team?
I don't know how I'm going into game week 5 and I've still got Richarlison and Rhys James. What have I been doing with my transfers?
I don't know.
God.
I honestly I've got some serious questions. We should have just done a whole stream on your...
I think
just
what we
done
need
an
to
FPL
do
surgery
is
on you.
You need to do the Q&A with someone else, and I need to be in the chat, chucking in some super chats. That's what I think.
You know what you should do? You should give Yelena a list of questions you want asked, and then she can just drop in the chat and ask.
That's a good idea, actually. I mean, to be honest, most of them have been answered already about Richarlison and who to move him on to. But yeah, I mean, I've still got James. I'm tripled up with Chelsea.
And one of them's Rhys James.
Bloody awful, yeah. And Jackson, who literally is just Darwin Núñez reincarnated.
No. Darwin. He's about to hit legend status, I'm telling you. Why don't you move because Rhys James is going to be back at some point, so that's another question. But with Gusto, I just don't trust the Chelsea defence to keep a clean sheet.
No.
So
yeah.
And there is a risk that Rhys James gets some minutes in that game.
Bournemouth score, I think.
I think Bournemouth score.
I'll probably go with Chelsea defence. Nice.
I think they score as well. So Udogie, I think you've got to play because the attacking threat's there. Chilwell, there's definitely the attacking threat. I know Gusto got some assists against Luton, but let's be frank, it was against Luton. And also, they were a little bit jammy. They weren't exactly the world's best assists. Salah, I think you want to start. Estupiñán, I know it's tougher fixtures now for them, but genuinely look at how Man United have been playing.
He's got more attacking threat as well, isn't he?
Exactly.
Than Gusto. Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't see Gusto or Estupiñán keeping clean sheets, and I think Estupiñán has got more potential for an attacking return. Therefore, bench Gusto.
Yep, I agree with that. Uproar says, Sam, you're a beautiful woman. You too, Az. I don't think I've ever been called a beautiful woman before. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Uproar.
I don't feel it today. I feel like, honestly, I feel like a puddle of... Ugh.
Well, I do feel like a beautiful woman today, so...
You look like a beautiful woman today.
Thank you very much.
There's a lot of weird things going on in this stream
Matt
today.
Francis, it's the international break, whatever. Call me a beautiful woman if you want. Matt Francis, we're coming to Az for advice. Yep, here you are. Says more about you, Matt, than me. Not going to lie.
I love this stream so much. Why don't we do this every day?
I don't think I could handle it. I think I'd just be crying after a few days.
People asking you about Richarlison every day.
Good question from Jabase Saley. Would you captain Son over Haaland this week, seeing that away from home, Son isn't Haaland isn't that explosive unless against a bottom side? I think this is an excellent question, and I'd like to know your response to it, Sam, because I've got my own opinion.
I have had... And I don't know if it's just that I've got heat stroke because I'm so hot or whether I'm genuinely onto something, but I am seriously considering captain Maddison this week over Haaland. Haaland away from home isn't as good as he is at home. We all know that. That was the same last season. Spurs at home against Sheffield. What is going on now? It sounds like there's a motorcycle or something like riding around.
That was loud, wasn't it?
We're not high, but I feel like we might be. I think we both got too much hot.
I'm delirious. Too much hot.
too much heat. I was trying to answer that question seriously. So But there's always a risk, isn't there? There's a risk going against the Haaland captaincy. Now, I did it in game week 2, and I captained Salah, and it worked. It's a risk moving the captain's armband off of Haaland, particularly after he's just got a hat-trick last week. And I don't fancy the West Ham clean sheet to stick. So if Man City are going to score goals, I would expect Haaland to be part of it. It's just I think that Spurs players could get a hatful against Sheffield United, don't you?
I'm weirdly completely with you on this. I'm about 90% sure I'm going to captain Maddison game week 5 over Haaland. I'm going to try and find strategic ways to go against Haaland. And it could easily go tits up, right? It did last year against West Ham away. He was the game week 1. I didn't even own Haaland, and he scored 2 goals in that. I was the same. Yeah, I'm very aware that Haaland can score in any match and the away-home thing. But Man City do attack less away from home. That has been sort of proven over the last few seasons. You look at Haaland's hauls last season. I think other than the brace he got against West Ham in game week 1, I don't think he got...
he is going to play West Ham though.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But I think there is the way Spurs are playing at the moment. There's big potential against Sheffield United, who looks so ropey at the back, and Maddison is just at the heartbeat of everything. So, I'm looking at away games for Man City where I can roll the dice a little bit. And West Ham are playing really well, and they're a really good side. They've lost Rice, but it doesn't seem to have affected them too much. I think they'll put up a fight. In that game. Plus, look at all the players Man City have had away on international duty as well. It's not like they've had rest. There's less players at West Ham, so they've had more time to train. I don't think City go into that and win that game 4-0. Whereas I think Spurs have just scored 5 away at Burnley and could easily get another 4 or 5 against Sheffield United. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go with Maddison. If I had Son, I'd probably be captaining him
over Maddison.
Yeah. If he's playing up front and he's just come off the back of a hat trick, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I am going to captain Maddison.
Yeah.
So I guess that answers that question, doesn't it? I don't have Son. Would I captain Son? I think I'd still plump for Maddison over Son, even if I had Son, just because of the way that Maddison's playing and his route to points with the set pieces and the corners and everything else. Like,
I'm such a Maddison fangirl now.
I'm fully aboard the James Maddison fan club. Like, from the minute that the man's signature hit the paper, I was fully invested in him because I just thought he will unlock. When Christian Eriksen signed for Spurs, I was like, yes, this is what we need. And then he left, and then we never replaced him, and it was a disaster. And then Maddison signed, and I was like, hang on a minute, we've got the person that unlocks the defenders as FPL assets now suddenly, like the Romeros, the Van der Vens in this world. Like, we've got somebody that brings other people into the game, makes them so much better. So yeah, I am a bit of a James Maddison fangirl, and I don't care about it. I'm here for it. I think he'll be great.
Matt Stitt says nearly every West Ham starter has been away for international duty. There is a minimum difference. So one player who hasn't been away on international duty, James Ward-Prowse, because he didn't get selected over bloody Calvin Phillips.
It's mental.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, crazy. FPL Gatey, 90% captaining Maddison. Same as me as well. FPL Scoped, we're getting a lot of questions about Son. Saka out for Son, if you were going to captain him. Saka out before Everton? No, not for me.
You can't sell, in my view, an Arsenal asset ahead of Everton. You just don't think you can. No. Even if you're going to captain Son, I don't think you can, because your team... I mean, arguably, Saka is a captaincy option this week.
Yeah.
Against Everton. Have you seen Everton? Have you seen Pickford right now? Saka's a captaincy option. You can't sell him.
England's number 1 Pickford?
Why? I have so many questions about England right now. This is not a stream.
One word. Gareth.
Well,
there you
go. 2 words, which needs changing.
Nice. Mohamed Abak, Awaniyi, Alvarez or Watkins?
Oh, I like this as a question. The Aston Villa fixtures are ridiculously nice up till game week 14. They're lovely. So if you don't have Diaby, then Watkins looks good. Alvarez looks nailed right now, but this is Man City, and they have had new players incoming. You spoke before about the changes that, Grealish is back now, Bernardo Silva. Like, there's a lot of potential players that could be in that. And might we see some rotation around playing Alvarez and Haaland together up there? I don't know. Maybe Champions League is coming as well. Anwani, what a surprise package he has been in this early part of the season.
Beast.
And looks decent. So, of the three, this is a weird one because I really like Alvarez, but I think I put him third on the list out of those three.
No, really?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
No, I think I've got too much sun. But Watkins would be my preferred right now, I think.
I would go completely the other way.
Would you?
I would go Alvarez first.
But you're at 3 million, remember?
Watkins you can't keep busting that out. Otherwise, you're going to be doing these on your own.
That would never work. I can't make the tech work. I don't know, I think the reality is all three of them are great picks, I think, right now. So I'm not saying I don't think Alvarez is a good pick. He absolutely is. There's just more risk of rotation with him. Anwani, I think, and Watkins, you guaranteed the starts. Watkins' fixtures are really nice. So are the Man City fixtures. It's a tight one between all three of them.
Yeah, I just don't really trust Forest as much as I trust City and
Well,
Villa.
no,
they're
of course.
They're better teams, right? And I know, and Awoniyi hasn't really got many routes to points. I mean, I know the others don't. I mean, Alvarez has some set pieces. Watkins has lost penalties. Awoniyi has nothing, right? So,
I mean, my preferred pick to caveat this, my preferred pick at Aston Villa is Diaby still. So if you've got Diaby, you don't want Watkins, and therefore Anwani or Alvarez would be my picks. But if you don't have an Aston Villa asset, then I would look at investing in them for these fixtures.
What about Choo Choo?
Oh, God.
The Morris train. Double
really?
Game week 7. Get him in early.
Right. Okay, how many players are you having for the double game week?
Well, I might try and get 6, maybe.
Okay.
Triple Burnley, triple Luton.
As will be at 6 million by the time we get to game week 8.
would surprise me.
I've got one.
It's a decent double for Luton, though. All jokes aside, it's Everton away and Burnley at home.
They're must-wins.
Yeah, and before that, they've got Fulham and Wolves. It's a decent
really,
run. It's a decent run for Luton, and he's got 2 goals already.
I'm not feeling the love. I'm really not feeling the love. I've got Kabore, fine. Play him in the double. That's fine. Would you really sell one of these other assets that we're talking about? Would you sell an Alvarez or would you do that?
Haaland to Morris.
I mean, you're definitely not
Morris,
doing that.
Triple captain.
Wow, if you triple captain Morris, that will be it for this season. I'll never.
Dennis 2.0, here we go again. Yeah.
It does feel like that. It feels like there's going to be a load of people going, right, Burnley, let's get some Luton players in.
Yeah.
No,
I think Morris is the only player from either side that I would consider bringing in. I think that's fair. Would
you sell Jackson for him?
Who have Chelsea got that week? Let me have a look. When is it? 7. Chelsea have got Fulham away. Probably not.
So, okay. So if you've got Pedro, then I think Morris is fine.
That's it, right? Pedro to Morris. Decent.
Fine. If you've got Mubama, who doesn't even play, fine.
I've got him.
What even is your team?
I don't even want to say, to be honest. They're awful.
I'm a bit worried to say anyone else now.
This is this team. On paper, this isn't a bad team, right?
This is your team, is it?
You're going to read 3 million, right? Onana, Saliba, Estupiñán, and Chilwell.
Okay.
That's about 3. We've James and Baldock on the bench.
Okay.
Midfield of Saka, Foden, Rashford, Maddison, and Richarlison. Granted, Richarlison's awful, but the other 4 are good.
Fine.
And then Jackson and Haaland up top.
With Pedro on the bench.
There's 2 issues with that team. No, with Mubama on the bench.
Oh, with Mubama.
There's 2 issues with that team, and that's James. Well, 3 with Onana. Onana, James, and Richarlison are the problems. If I'd done Richarlison to Mbeumo last week, I'd be in a much better position now, because I'd be 3 points better off after the hit, and I'd be able to move James on, but I didn't. So.
But why do you want to move James on?
Because I don't want triple Chelsea because they're awful.
Well, nobody wants triple Chelsea, but if you're going to wildcard are you planning to wildcard in the second international break?
Yeah.
Then why do you need to worry about it? Because the fixtures are nice for Chelsea for the next 4 weeks. Why has this become an as surgery?
How'd you get a playing 11 out as?
Daddy, I love that.
That's a good question. It's a very good question.
Yeah, I mean, if you just did Richarlison to literally anyone else in the game this week...
Richarlison to Mbeumo this week. I can play James or Estupiñán, depending on who's...
You can play a Estupiñán, and you can start James, and then if you don't play, you can have a Estupiñán come off the bench. Just fine.
I'm fine with this bunch of miscreants. It's you that's giving me stick.
Okay, so we'll talk about Morris though. So, if you've got a Mubama, if you've got a Pedro, then fine. I can get on board with the Morris thing. I just think that for a lot of managers, you're gonna have like if you're me, like you're gonna have loads of money in the bank. So I've got Pedro, but like 3 million in the bank, so he can literally be anyone I want him to be. So do I want him to be Morris?
Well, clearly not.
If you're struggling for if you're struggling for budget, then absolutely go for Morris because he's got a double game week coming up. But the other problem I've got is that during this double game week, well, I'm going to have to, if I've got Morris, I'm going to have to play him. Who on earth is benched for him?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Because
unless I bench boost it.
Yeah.
But do I want a bench boost for 2 Luton players?
Oh, I love FPL. Isn't it great?
It's wonderful.
We haven't got enough time to sort Az's team out. No, we genuinely don't. There's enough time in the world. Really enjoyed this international break. It's so nice to just switch off from things. And then I come on this and I'm reminded.
You're still talking about Richarlison even in international break.
Richarlison, he's been so bad. Let's take another question. Where are the football players on the wall as? Why is that only a sad-looking Pikachu? It's actually a Louis Vuitton.
He's not at home. He's not at
Louis
home.
Vuitton Pikachu on the wall. Very, very classy. Not my taste. I haven't got good enough taste to ever buy.
No, it's got to be Cubone for you.
Yeah, Cubone. He's the one.
Yeah, I know.
Or Farfetch'd. He's my favourite Pokemon.
Yeah.
For anyone wondering.
If anyone wonders how I know that, it's because Az was walking around Fest with a Cubone t-shirt on. That's why.
T-shirt. Good t-shirt. What's in the flask?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Water. It's my cool Premier League one.
I don't think you're fooling anyone, Sam. I think everyone's saying... I've had a few people saying we're on the vodka today.
Honestly, I'm so hot. If I drank vodka, I'd be delusional. Like, I'm just drinking water like it's going out of fashion. I've nearly run out.
Will Vitali... Yeah, I've run out my water. With the Ake injury, will Gvardiol start? Is it worth moving Gvardiol to a Newcastle defender? I'm not sure on Pep Roulette right now. If Ake is injured for a prolonged period, Gvardiol will start every game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Ake
so
is the biggest risk to Gvardiol. So
you got to keep him and see what Pep says in the conferences.
Yep. Uproar just says Jigglypoof.
Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff.
Yeah, Jigglypuff. Yeah, nice. Good. Not my favourite.
I don't even know who my favourite Pokemon is.
Sarah, remember the Cubone incident at the wedding? What was that?
The Cube.
Was that after?
That was the lady with. No, it was the lady with the. I forgot about that. It's the lady with the tattoo, and you went and told her you liked her tattoo, and she looked at you like.
Oh yeah, to be clear, it was a Pokemon tattoo she had on, and I went over to her and was like, "Oh look," and I had a shirt on underneath, just for and I had Cubone, and I was like, "Oh, I've got Pokemon as well," and she just went, "Oh, okay." And I was like, I feel like a right mug. And then I came back and I was like, oh, you were like laughing. I was like, what's happened? And you were like, oh, Lee just punched me.
Right, let's clear this up. Because otherwise people are going to say that Lee's just punching people.
Clip that.
Yanan and Lee and I were dancing and Lee went and sort of flung his arms out I can't even remember what the song was. Yanan will remember. And as he did it, this woman in proper comedy timing moment walked out of the toilet and back into the room where we were all dancing and just walked straight into him as he flung her up, and so he just basically elbowed her in the face. And Lee's face was hilarious because he bless him, he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry, and this poor woman was like, it's fine, it's honestly fine. And he just was like, and then she left, and then he came up to me and he was like, should I go and apologise again? So I think I should go and apologise again. And
you've apologised like 20 times. Like it's fine.
It was an accident.
Of all the people for it to happen to, or at least so like, polite and nice. Classic. Don't start FPL Gaza. Is Sam loud or as quiet? I thought we were.
Oh,
fine.
not again. I'm probably loud. I'll be quieter.
Oh,
I thought we were having a good day today.
I'm going to turn you down 3 decibels.
Okay, turn me down.
There you go. Cool.
I'll be mute now.
This is Matt Fries. This is 100% international break stream. It's something.
It's descended. We knew it was going to descend into chaos when we couldn't get the stream started because nothing was right.
Absolutely. Dennis Robinson, FPL content talking Pokemon. Yeah, let us know your favourites. As I said, mine's Farfetch. Who's yours, Sam?
I don't know. Evie, maybe. Like our daughter.
Yeah, you've got a daughter called Evie.
Yeah.
No,
maybe
nice.
Evie.
Nice. There's a few people saying I'm quiet. There's nothing I can do about it now. We're too
Just
far.
get closer to the mic.
I could not be closer. If you could see me, I could not be closer to the mic. Here's one for you then, Sam. You like all 3 of these players, Mohamed Abak, and you like these A, B, or C. Foden, Mbumo, or Diaby.
I like all of them. All of them.
You got to rank
I have
them.
2 of them. I've got Foden and Diaby. I've got to rank them.
Push, marry, kiss. Foden, Mbumo, Diaby.
Don't want to do any of those things with any of these people. Oh gosh. This is actually really hard because I've got I'm having a bit of an FPL loving with Diaby right now because I think he's great and I like the fixtures for Aston Villa. I'm a little bit concerned about international stuff when that the European stuff when that kicks off. Mbumo, I just think he's great. He's offering such great value for money. Foden's the risky one of these, weirdly, at the moment. Mbumo, Diaby, Foden. There you go.
I agree.
But it's close, and I wouldn't sell Foden.
I think Diaby, I said it right at the start of the season, Diaby's going to be the player who I want all year and just never find a spot for.
He's going to be the player that I think I have all year to the detriment of others that I probably could have had.
Yeah.
Like Mbumo.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
that
Both
I
in
really
completely
like.
Different positions. Yeah.
The
He's
other
fun
way.
to watch though, isn't he? Like he's
It's
so
great
quick.
to watch.
He's so quick, and he just wants to score goals. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's nice. Some Pokemon shouts. Tyranitar, good one.
Ooh, good one.
Squirtle, yeah, my first ever starter back in the day. Gyarados, yeah, we like him, and Mew. Always like Mew from the film.
What about Mewtwo?
Mewtwo, very good. Do like Mewtwo as well.
Yeah, Pokemon is a bit of a thing in our house. Max and Lee love it.
I mean, FPL is basically Pokemon. You're basically just collecting players and
just collecting your favourites.
Battling against other
trainers.
them.
It's a shame we can't revive them when.
It is. Well, revive Richarlison. He needs to get a max revive on Richarlison.
You got to trade him in. You got to send him off to the professor.
There's nothing super effective about Richarlison. I'll tell you that.
Throw a master ball at him. Keep getting back in again.
Pajita says what you were saying. Has Haaland, Foden, and Alvarez waiting for that Champions League pain? Yeah, that is the.
It'll come. Have a good bench. Don't have a bench like as is.
That is the risk. Niraj Sharma's given us a kiss, marry, kill as well, but this is a Spurs related one. Maddison, Son, Kane. Oh, Kane.
Kane will have to be killed because he's no longer Spurs. The other two.
You'd marry Maddison. You're in love with him at the moment.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I'd want to kiss Son. Like Son's so nice. You could be married to Son, and he'd like look after you, wouldn't he? Like he's so sweet.
That's true. Yeah.
I'd probably kiss Madders.
Yeah, Maddison seems a bit more like a player, doesn't he? A bit of a playboy.
Yeah, he's a bit bad boy. I don't know if I'd want to be married to Maddison. Yeah, there you go. I think answered it.
Hopefully that's helpful for your FPL team.
That helps.
God, everything's just Pokemon related now. FPL Harry in the chat.
What does he want?
He just says
FPL
is basically Pokemon and laughing that. Yeah, that's quite a good line.
Gotta catch 'em all.
They literally are all Pokemon things. Only just says Alakazam. Yeah, great.
Fair enough.
Anyone who wants us some other questions? We seem to be doing pretty well on these. We can't answer any more questions on Son. We both agree Son's a good pick, but don't sell anyone with a decent fixture this week.
Yeah.
For him. I mean, we'll answer one more on Son. Rashford or Bruno?
we won't answer any more on Son. Oh, we'll do one more.
Would you sell a Manchester United midfielder for Son?
Yeah, I think I might.
Sam likes a bad boy. Surely is loving that.
I don't like a bad boy. Where did that come from?
I love that.
Why? When did I
That's the best. That's the best one we've had in chat.
What?
Yeah, good.
Hang on. What did I say that made that come about? I said I would
Malison's
marry.
a bit of a bad boy. I'll kiss him.
That's why I want to marry him, because I don't want to marry a bad boy. Hence why I married Lee. He's not a bad boy. He's a good boy.
He is. Apart from when he's punching women in weddings.
I don't think this could be a podcast, this Q&A. David's going to be listening to it like,
so
what?
hot. I've literally lost my mind.
I forgot the question now. Oh, Madison and Foden. What was it? It wasn't even about Madison.
Manchester United.
Why is he on my brain?
Would you sell Manchester
sell
United mid for Madison?
This stream has reduced me to tears.
Not Madison.
Actually, why are you so obsessed with Madison?
Richarlison. Oh, God.
I'm actually crying now. This stream has become ridiculous. Why did we agree to do an international break Q&A? Right. Yes, I would. I think I would sell, even with a home fixture. It's a difficult home fixture against, but I'm trying to stay professional, and it's not.
That's long gone. I don't know if I'm crying or I'm just sweating. It's like both. It's mixing into one.
I am crying. And now what's going to happen is that my makeup, which was already not looking great, is going to run. Because it's like being on FPL family live streams. I tend to cry on them as well.
Because Lee's not a bad boy.
I don't think James Madison will be that delighted to hear me say this about him, because he's got 3 kids. He's just had twins, hasn't he?
Oh, God,
yes, he's married, quite happily married, and has got 3 kids, newborn twins that were born like the day after he signed for us. Anyway, moving on. Yes, I think I would sell Rashford or Bruno to bring in Son. Would you?
Who have they got next? Brighton. Yes.
You.
Yeah, that's. I think I'm happy with. What's his name? Rashford. I think if I had both,
if you had both,
yeah, there's a few people with both, right? I think Fernandes to Son. I mean, I know a lot of people are actually saying they'd rather have Fernandes. I saw he who must not be named, Andy. Let's talk. He did a wildcard video.
I thought you were going to talk about Richarlison again then. I thought Richarlison was about to say.
He must not be named. I've seen some wildcard videos essentially with Fernandes over Rashford. I sold Fernandes a few weeks ago.
That hurt you though.
Yeah, it did. I mean, there's not much in it between them. Fernandes has got the penalties, but I think Rashford is just going to become a better and better option when Højlund starts. So if you've got both, I think you pick one and sell the other. And if you can afford Son, yeah, I mean, that seems like a good move, doesn't it? I'd expect Son to outscore probably both of those over the next few weeks. Go for it. People enjoying this. Great stream, guys. Thank you, FPL Gaza. This has made my day. Thank you very much. This Q&A is emotion. Yeah, do drop us a like if you're enjoying it. Do make sure you're subscribed to Scout, where there is better content than this normally.
Is this why they've kept us as doing this?
I don't know why they've kept us, Sam. I mean, they can't get rid of you. You're too integral to things. I don't know why they brought me back.
They've kept us here together just because we don't flirt anymore. We just descend into chaos.
Just descend into chaos. Well, you just talk about bad boys all the time.
It wasn't. This is going to get clipped on Twitter. You know that. Somebody's going to clip it and send it to Lee on Twitter. And he's going to just be like, what? You accusing him of punching women?
The Richarlison comment was gold. People in the office think I'm mad. I love the idea of people listening to this at work and are laughing. That's great. We did say.
I nearly choked myself.
Oh my God. Be careful with all that vodka.
It is water, I promise.
Here's one for you. A new one. Another player we haven't mentioned yet. Would you take out... Well, first let's do this in 2 parts. Would you take out Watkins for Jesus?
Oh, good question.
And that would fund Pickford to Vicario. So I guess the first question is Watkins to Jesus, and do you want the Spurs keeper?
I like the Spurs keeper a lot. Vicario, I think, is a great option. However, you can, for cheaper, have the Spurs defenders who have got attacking threat. So if you've got a Spurs defender, I wouldn't double up on the Spurs defence, because we all know what the Spurs defence can be like. They can be leaky, as we saw against Burnley. So I wouldn't necessarily want the double up there. And I think if you don't have a Spurs defender, I would prefer the defender over the keeper. In my view, right now, the best goalkeepers, if you want out of Pickford, is to have Ederson or Alisson in combination with Areola.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's a big claim.
Why?
Why would you spend all that money on a goalkeeper when you can have Flecken, Vicario?
Because I don't really like Flecken. No. Vicario, I think, is, you know, because he's that little bit more expensive anyway, Vicario. So for a little bit more, you can have Alisson or Ederson, and I don't want to play the roulette with Pep and the defence, so I don't want to go there, and I don't want to pay the premium price tag for Trent or Robbo to invest in the Liverpool defence. Whereas at Spurs, I can invest super cheaply in Udogie or in Romero, or a little bit more in Pedro Porro or Van de Ven, whoever you want, and it's cheaper than having the goalkeeper. So I personally, if I was wildcarding this week, I would have a premium goalkeeper in Areola. Would I sell Watkins to fund Pickford being changed? I mean, look, I think Jesus is a really great option going forward. I don't think that he is a worse option than Watkins, but the Vicario is a way better option than Pickford.
Yeah.
So if selling Watkins and getting Jesus in his place means that you don't have Pickford anymore,
would you use a transfer on a goalkeeper if you had Pickford?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Onana and I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I've got Onana as well. The issue that I've got with Onana
Yeah, but you've got too many issues.
Well, yeah, I've got three. I've got three issues. Onana, Richarlison, and James. I'm hoping James is less of an issue.
James is not, yeah.
If he's back fit. I mean, it'd be an issue again once he gets injured again. But, you know, for now, I'm hoping that he comes back in. But, yeah, Onana's not so much of a problem if Turner keeps his place. Because I don't mind having Turner if he's... Forest aren't bad at the moment. They're playing like a kind of a mid-table team, and he costs $4 million. So he's all right, but they've obviously signed this Greek international keeper, haven't they? Who we're expecting to probably be first choice at some point. I don't think Turner's done enough to lose his place straight away though. So I'm hoping he can at least... hopefully he can at least get me to the wild card. That would be the ultimate.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would like out of Onana, so I am thinking about using a transfer to get rid of him.
Oh, what, this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm considering it.
Yeah.
Because I look at my team and I genuinely think he's the weakest spot.
Yeah.
So.
And do you have the funds to move him up to Ederson or?
Oh, yeah, because I sold Salah, didn't I? So I got loads of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Right. We're going to end it there because I'm going to have a really
cold shower
because I'm absolutely boiling.
I think I'm going to go and do that as well. Just to be clear, everyone, we're not going to do that together.
No, we're in different parts
separate
of the world.
We're not. We're in the same part of the world. We're just in different parts of the country.
Technically, you're in different parts of the world if you're anywhere. If you're thinking,
you're not that far from me.
No, we're far enough to
sort of. We're in the same time zone.
Yeah. Who are the bad boys in each position? Darwin Núñez is a bit of a bad boy, isn't he?
I can't answer that. I can't answer.
Ederson in goal. Well, let's not go into it.
Ederson in goal? Do we think Ederson's a bad boy?
Well, he's got a neck tattoo. That's about as bad as it gets.
He looks like a bad boy. Is he, though? Don't know.
No, he's probably really polite and drinks tea and goes to bed early.
Yeah, I bet he reads a book in bed at like 9:30 and then he's asleep by 10.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, really sensible. Probably James Madison's doing the same thing, to be fair, as well. He's up feeding the babies 3 times a night. And here we are.
He had 3 kids. Wow.
Yeah, Leo and Delilah and... what's the other twin called? Can't remember now.
I'm impressed.
But boy-girl twins.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention.
Yeah. Nice. Right, everyone, thank you so much. We will see you... We won't see you next week because I'm in New York and you're doing something as well, aren't you?
I'm in the office next Friday, yeah, so we're not here next week.
Yeah, cool. But we will.
So we will calm down by the time we're next on,
and hopefully the temperature will have gone down a bit as well. We will be back ahead of Gameweek 6 then. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you could like the stream, give us a comment if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel too. And don't forget to vote for Fantasy Football Scout and the best in editorial as well, because Neil and co will want to win that again for the 4th year in a row. Is it 5th? 4th, 5th?
5th, I think.
Is it the 5th year? Wow.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Something like that. But yeah, they'd appreciate all your votes. So go to type in football. I think it's footballcontentawards.com/voting. Right, we will see you soon and enjoy the rest of the international break. And good luck in Game Week 5.
Good luck, guys. See you next week or the week after.